so glad you can join us this afternoon. Due to the recent concern in the community for child development and behavior, we are interviewing parents of preschoolers this week. Joining us this afternoon is Dorothy Mae Davis and her daughter, Helen.
Thanks so much for having me today, Eliza. When it comes to child rearing, one must really know their onions.
Dorothy Mae, what parenting style would you say that you lean toward most?
I would say that I probably lean more toward the authoritative parenting style. You have to be firm with the child, but you must explain why a behavior is wrong. That way they know what not to do again. When Helen takes one of her brother's toys, I ask her, how would you feel if he took one of your toys, Helen? Wouldn't you be sad?
How does Helen act when she's angry?
Helen used to pitch fits when she was angry a lot, but lately, she's a little more able to reason, so she's calmed down a lot.
Dorothy Mae, can you tell us about a time that Helen needed to be punished?
Eliza, Helen is still very young, and we try to keep that in mind. We don't believe in spanking a child because that just teaches children to solve problems with violence and aggression. I remember one time, I baked a pie, and I put it on the windowsill to cool. Helen climbed up on the counter and ate some of the pie. I explained to her that the rest of her family would be sad if they didn't get any pie. She was then put in the timeout chair for 3 minutes. 1 minute for each year of her age.
What is Helen's favorite toy? Does she have a favorite game or a favorite book?
Helen loves her stuffed animals. Her favorite stuffed animals are her puppies. She likes to cuddle them. She carries them around with her. She feeds them from her own plate sometimes. She's named them all. Sometimes she'll line them up and count them. And she really just loves her stuffed animals.
That's wonderful, Dorothy Mae. Thanks for sharing. Who do you consider to be Helen's primary caregivers?
Well, Liza Jane, I would say that I'm Helen's primary caregiver. I stay at home with her when her dad goes to work every day. I also take turns with the other neighborhood moms, keeping track of all the kids in the neighborhood.
Where does your family live? Does Helen have her own bedroom, or does she share one?
Helen lives with me, her father, and her 2 older brothers. She shares the bedroom with the 2 boys.
Dorothy Mae, can you tell us about Helen's bedtime routine?
Helen's bedtime routine begins with dinner. We eat together as a family, and then we have quiet time to relax before bed. Helen likes to color with her crayons or draw with her chalk before bedtime. Another important bedtime ritual is reading together. Helen loves her book, Winnie the Pooh, and she's able to recite some of the lines from the book by herself.
Well, that's it for our show today. Let's thank Dorothy Mae Davis for joining us.
Thanks so much for having me, Liza.
But you know, the whole neighborhood, we look after all the kids. No.
You're altering this.
Normally eat dinner, and then we'll sing some songs, or...
They screwed it up, and then I had to reset it up again.
Eliza, Helen is still very young, and we try to keep that in mind. We don't believe in spanking a child because that just solves children to teach. He does have a bed routine, I guess. We'll eat dinner, and then bedtime routine. She's calmed down a little bit, I guess. She's a little able more to blah, blah, blah.
She's suffering from the yellow fever.